morning. It is Monday morning, and as you can probably see, it is a rather sunny one. It's actually not even the morning, it's Monday afternoon. I've just had lunch. I don't even know what I'm talking about, but it's a nice blue sky one. It's pretty sunny. I probably could have come out in a vest, but a t-shirt, although shorts are on. Shorts are on because yeah, it's really nice, really unseasonal weather. Middle of, well, not even in the middle. I don't even know what's going on today. Early October, and we've got some rather nice weather, which is not to be complained about, because I would far rather it was like this than pissing it down with rain and freezing cold. After, I think we got the tail end of that funny little storm Saturday morning, Saturday lunchtime. Yeah, I think there was a storm somewhere. And we did get a little bit of the tail end, but yeah, back to blue skies, back to lovely weather, probably high teens, very much enjoyable. It's been a good week. I know last week's video might have been a little bit, not downbeat necessarily, but I know I mentioned just feeling a little bit out of sorts, shall we say. But I feel like this week is a much better one already. Maybe weather related. I know I did mention, you know, a lot of my mood I do find is impacted by the weather, and the fact that the weather is much nicer again now. I definitely think that plays a role in in giving me that bit of a boost, giving me that little bit of a pick me up. So just out for a walk. I'm just about to jump on a webinar, which I'm hoping I can listen to while I walk. Otherwise I'll have to catch up with it on the replay. Nice bit of mentoring to make sure that I'm keeping myself learning as always, because if you're not learning, you're not growing, and if you're not growing, you're standing still, and I just can't be doing with that. So always learning, always pushing, always being challenged, big part of what we do. So yeah, this video might not be a particularly long one. Obviously, as usual, I'll check in with Christian tomorrow, so pictures and that kind of thing will follow once Christian has replied. Bit of solo dadding coming up this week as well. Lara's got a conference, so she's away for a couple of nights, which means me and Louis a bit of dad and son time, although it's only really mornings and evenings, because he'll be at the childminders in the daytime, so I can crack on with some work. But yeah, looking forward to a little bit of that. I know it's always a bit tough. You know, Lara doesn't really like going away. She doesn't really like having that time away, and obviously it adds a slight bit of pressure on me as well, just to make sure that everything is getting done that needs to get done. But yeah, it's on the whole, it's not too bad actually. He's a good kid, although he's not feeling too well at the moment. He's got a proper snotty nose and a little bit of a cough. But again, it's this time of year. Season's changing, weather's changing, kids picking up all sorts of illnesses, and then usually passing them on to us, which is really kind of them. So we'll see how we get on. But no, it's a good week to come. Training's going to be all on point. My body and my brain feel a little bit better. My body still feels pretty beaten up, but my brain is certainly feeling a bit better than it was. So yeah, looking forward to a solid week of training, really getting in the gym and putting in some good sessions, getting the diet where it needs to be, and making sure that everything else is managed as it needs to be. What I might do, I'm yet to decide. I'll probably post up one of my sessions, so I'll decide which one it's going to be. But my workout split at the moment is push-pull legs, delts and arms, so it'll be one of those. I think I posted a session a few videos ago, so it'll be a different one to that anyway, just to let you know where that's at. I'll sort of do a bit of a walkover while those videos are on as well. And then obviously the reply from Christian, I'll let you know what happens there. We're up about £0.5 pound this week. So again, given that changes were made not so long ago, I don't think there'll be any changes. Probably just roll with this for another week, see how things go, keep using those calories in the gym, and yeah, we'll see where we go from there. So there we go. The check-in reply has been sent back. Check-in sent, reply received, photos to follow, and as expected, no changes to be made. So about 0.7 of a pound up on average. Little bit of a jump up on the scales this morning, like from but my yesterday's weight I think was 171.8. This morning's was up to 173. No major reason for that. It was a rest day. I ate absolutely on plan. I got my steps in. Sometimes these things happen, and it's one of those things where we have to sometimes just take the scales with a little bit of a pinch of salt, because I'm sure that tomorrow it will probably come right back down again. So there we have it. Pictures are here. Not too mad at these. Like, it's one of those funny sort of phases at the moment where you have to almost accept, embrace that there are going to be those times where you're not necessarily going to particularly like what you see, but you have to go through it. You have to grow. You have to embrace a little bit of fat gain. I know I've said that on several occasions, but it is true. It is true. And, it's one of those things that none of us massively like to see happen, but it is a necessary. It's interesting as well, because one of my clients literally just sent me some pictures this morning. He was having a little look back at, where he was the similar sort of time last year, and looking at his physique. He's about 5 pounds heavier than where he was this time last year. But the physique is night and day. Like, and I genuinely mean that. The physique is leaner now, it's bigger now, and that's such a good sign that huge amounts of muscle have been added. His back shots, like the waist is narrower, shoulders and back look much broader. From the front, again, you can see much more definition in his abs, like his chest is bigger, his arms are bigger. That is the sign of a physique that has probably added a good 8 to 10 pounds of muscle in the space of a year, and that's bloody good going. I know people want to feel like they can add like 15, 20, 30 pounds of muscle in a year, but for those of us, us natural guys who aren't prepared to put those drugs in, 5, 6, 8 pounds in a year is a really, really, really good effort. So big, shout out to him, and, someone I've been working with long term. We went through a phase of fat loss. We went through some growth, a little bit more fat loss, and back to growing again. And you have to do that. You have to do that. Like, you need to be prepared to put that work in. You need to be prepared to put those growth phases and see those growth phases out for a long period of time. Like, I've been through growth phases in the past that have lasted, up to 2 years. There've been little sort of mini cut phases within that, just to pull back a bit, reset the appetite, get everything where it needs to be, and then push again. But the total phase of growth has been, a couple of years long, and you need to allow time for that. I'm not saying absolutely everyone has to string it out for 2 years, but it depends how you respond. It depends how much muscle you want to add. But yeah, I'd always say to someone, like, when it comes to growth, when it comes to adding muscle, be prepared to play the long game, because the long game will pay off. Like, we all want the short-term benefits. We all want to see these huge things happen in the short space of time. And fat loss, you absolutely can. Like, fat will come off pretty quickly. There's no reason why someone can't, lose 10, 20, 30 pounds of 30 pounds of body fat in the space of 2-3 months. Like, that is very, very possible. You're not going to add 10, 20, 30 pounds of muscle in the space of 3 months. Like, it just isn't going to happen. So when it comes to muscle growth, play the long game. It will all pay off. But yeah, for now, I'm sort of in the thick of it, trying to, embrace these next couple of weeks of pushing before we've got a little mini break coming up ourselves, which means I'm going to take that as a bit of a deload. My body is, as I mentioned, still feeling a little bit beat up. And yeah, it's going to be an opportunity for me to just take a step back, enjoy some time with family, not think about the gym, and, come back feeling nice and refreshed when that happens. But I'll keep you posted on how that's all going as ever. Have an absolutely fantastic rest of your week. And thank you very much for liking, for watching, shares, subscribes, all of it. Very, very much appreciated. And hopefully you're enjoying the content too.